evening, everyone, and welcome to another webinar by FOSI Integrated Communicators. Our topic for today is prompt engineering for professionals. But before we begin, I'd like to tell you more about FOSI Integrated and what we exactly do. So FOSI is an 11-year-old marketing communications agency based in Dubai. We support small businesses, startups, and entrepreneurs to manage their marketing functions. Being a marketing agency, we make sure that our ideas help your business gain the momentum you desire and help us build strong relations. Now, the main agenda behind this event is to create more awareness about the new products or services in the market. Through these webinars, you can connect to our experts and hence build a good relationship with them. Today's webinar is beneficial for enhancing critical thinking and creativity in professionals, fostering innovative problem-solving and decision-making skills. Well, before getting started, there are a few house rules to be followed. All participants are kindly requested to be on mute. Commenting is strictly prohibited. And lastly, if you have any queries, there will be a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. Moving forward, I'd like to introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Mohammed Arshad, who is an AI pioneer with more than 19 years of experience as a data scientist. He is also a founder of Decoding Data Science, which is a consulting company that provides data-driven solutions to businesses just to increase cash flow and generate organic leads. Through this academy, he has guided over 2,000 individuals to secure their dream jobs in this field of AI and data science, and he has a growing AI community of over 70,000 individuals. Arshad has also associated with the Ministry of UAE AI, and he has previously worked with Majid Al Futtaim, Accenture, HP, and Dell. So without further delay, I'd like Arshad to take this forward.
Thank you, Nisha, for the wonderful introduction. So let me share my screen and get started. So I will, let me know the full screen as well. Cool. Just confirm if you can see my full screen, everyone. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. So a little bit about myself. I know Nishita has introduced myself, but I have done electronics and electrical engineer from BIT Mesra, one of the top colleges in India. Then I started working in Hewlett Packard as a systems engineer. And I was really passionate about data. I was doing website designing and a little bit of web analytics per se. I was doing for my website in my college days. And this really helped me get into more inquisitive about data. And then I shifted myself. I did all the hard work, and I shifted from system engineer to data projects, and then a principal data scientist. That was my last job in Majid Al Futtaim. And then as Nishita mentioned, my startup that I started, Decoding Data Science. And why I started this startup is while I was working in Accenture Consulting, I was part of the learning and management team, and I was doing a lot of trainings and telling people about the AI skills that are required on job, because some people were good programmers, some people were good statisticians, but nowhere were hands-on. And I did this. I worked in Accenture Consulting for almost 8 years. I got an opportunity to come for a project in Nakheel, and then I made Dubai my home for the last 3 years, and I got associated as with Ministry of UAE AI office, and then I was doing a lot of academic initiatives and consulting projects on the side, and which I converted into a full job in my startup. And the community is one thing also that I started encouraging in my journey that I have, because how people can transition to this, not even students, right? People who are businessmen, people who have joined the call, they want to understand how they can use this technology. And after the chat GPT boom, there was no looking back. Everyone wants to learn how they can use AI, how they can integrate AI in their workflow. And today I'm going to talk about that topic as well. So we all know, we all hear about chat GPT, and it is a part of the generative AI. I just wanted to quickly tell you what it is for us to go a little bit detailed, because whenever people tell you generative AI, you should understand that it is the suite of tools, because ChatGPT is just one tool that we all are using, but we have a lot of other AI tools that can be used and can be explored. So that is why you should understand this term. Prompt engineering is the area where we are going to talk, which is one of the most important thing as a user of AI and data science and of these tools, how you can make it better. And I will talk about one key thing. The today's key takeaway from this whole 1 hour of webinar will be custom instructions. All of the people who are joining this call and listening to this call, after this call, I would like everyone to have a custom instruction in their chat GPT if they are using chat GPT. And I'm sure all of us here have used once or are using it very much regularly. And some of the other tools that are there in this area that I personally use, and how we can use AI in office productivity is the main sessions, the main things that we can do using these tools and technologies for increasing our productivity. And then I will have, in the end, we will have the conclusions and takeaway and open the floor for Q&As. What is generative AI? So AI has been very old. Since 1956, AI has been there by termed by Dr. Stephen, but some generative AI is something very new. The work started in 2017 from Google around this area. And the very simple layman definition of generative AI, what I tell is anything that is designed to generate a new content at its primary output. So we all, when we use ChatGPT, we put some text like the sun is rising from, then they were going to give a particular completion. And that is a generation that happens. And this is same with images, with voice, with video, whatever scenario. So three main steps are involved in a generative AI process. One is the input part, the prompt engineering part. Then we have that AI engine, like if you're using ChatGPT, the Open AI. If you're using Google, the Bard. If you are using Facebook, then the Llama. And then we have something called as the output as desired. The third part, that is the output. And why I mention it as desired, because if there is something that you don't like, you can go back and you can reprompt and tweak it to give a better answer. And when I'm going to talk about custom instructions, so the prompt engineering that we are going to do is the custom instruction is going to be added over it, and which is a very, very important thing that I'm going to share with you guys today. So this is a very non-technical term. This is what is generative AI. And now coming to prompt engineering. So because as a user, we have to focus on the input stage. We have to understand about prompt engineering. And this is the most important thing. You might have heard about this buzzword about the prompt engineering, prompter and all those things. So this is a key that we should approach this scientifically. And when I come to prompt engineering, I'll just quickly tell you the definition. So like if you can see, a beginner is going to write a prompt like this: write a prompt about venture capitalist. So it's going to be very lame. You'll get a very generic and a very normal output. But if you are more specific, like the next one, write a short and melancholic poem about venture capital with focus on SVB in the style of Emily Dixon. So this is the thing that we have to be more specific. And you can see, and I'm sure all of you will agree, that the second prompt is going to be much, much better because we have given details. And this is one thing that we need to understand. More the details, more the better the output is, because the way the system is designed, it is designed to take the data from a particular area. So if you think about a 3D dimensional where all the data is stored in a vector. I don't want to go too technical, but you have to position the system that go and take the data from this place, from this area. So you have to have that particular information ready. And now coming to the guidelines, and this is very, very important. Every one of you, when you are giving a prompt, think about these 4 guidelines. And some of these guidelines can be also integrated in custom instructions, which I will tell later. But these 4 guidelines always keep in the mind. What is your role? Suppose, for example, we have this webinar today about prompt engineering. Suppose Nishita wanted to prepare a email campaign for this particular event. So she will mention that I am a digital marketer with an SEO expert looking to promote webinar events. So role is very, very important that you have to mention. Task, the task will be that create an email campaign to send to in whatever platform you are using. So I think you guys are using HubSpot. So you have to mention about HubSpot or whatever the jargons, whatever is the particular area. Constraint is you need to tell about, like, remove the marketing buzzwords so that it does not get filtered as spam. So these are the constraints. Keep it formal or keep it engaging. And then expectation is about the tone. What is the tone and what is the writing style, which I'm going to talk about. I just gave you one random example that came out of my mind, where Nishita is sending out an email campaign for this event to the people, and also she can mention the formats of the event. Like suppose 1 week before, 4 days before, 3 days before, mention the timelines, and they're going to give you specific prompts. Like if it is the last, it is going to give you a last chance to register. And these are some of the things that you can create multiple copies and play around with. And now coming, I'll take you one more example that I had written in this particular slide, which I will show you. This is what I do personally. I write a lot of articles about data science and AI in our blog and in our community. So earlier on, and most of the users will use the first prompt, the beginner level prompt that you can see. Write me an article on the importance of attention span for professionals. So if you just write this as a prompt in any tool, I'm not only focusing today on ChatGPT. This techniques and technologies that I'm teaching you, whatever I'm teaching you about the guidelines, about it's tool agnostic. You can replicate this in Bard, you can replicate this in Perplexity, you can replicate this in Anthropic, in Bing AI Copilot, or even in ChatGPT. So these skills that I am telling you can be replicated across platforms, across tools. So you will get a very generic output. But the four guidelines that I told you, if you keep that in mind, and if you're writing a detailed prompt, so generally whenever I write an article, I write a detailed prompt like this for generating me an article, which is SEO friendly, because we all know when we write an article, the main motive is we need Google to like it and rank our article for SEO reasons. So my uh, end goal is to be SEO friendly and use all the SEO techniques that are there. So all these details that I have put here is coming from the Google research papers. And if you are interested, this can be also shared by the team for you to know more. And I'm sure if you guys are interested in, if you're doing content writing, you will know this as well. So the four things that I mentioned you earlier: role, task, constraint, and expectation, is going to be used in this. And I'm going to just quickly put my arrow. So the role is defined here: data scientist. So because I am writing this article, so I'm mentioning a data scientist and a very proficient SEO writer. So I'm mentioning this part here, and little bit more details. The second thing, I'm giving the task, and in task I am asking it to create a table, because we need to create an objective table of the outline and how the structure is there to make sure that the article is flowing a logic. So these are some of the things that it is in your writing style that you can do. And we are also asking the headings, the number of words that you can see. It should be 100% unique, SEO optimized, human written, and with all the headings. And they're asking it to uh, create something unique. And then the constraint, what we are doing, this is the part of the constraint. It should be 2000 words, it should be unique, it should be SEO optimized. And then the last part is the expectation, conversational style. So there are around 20 plus writing styles and 20 plus tones that are there, that you can tell according to your persona and according to your audience. And at the end of the day, not only they can generate you the text, if you like the text, and if you want an HTML code with a uh, link to create, and so that it goes like subheadings, like if you the table of content, you click a section, it is going to go to that section. If you want to generate such a code, also the last line, if you can see, I have mentioned here, create an HTML code for this as well. First create the article, and then also create the HTML code along the below the article, so that if you like that article, you can copy and paste that HTML code and put it in your website. And then after this, so ideally this prompt template is with me. You just need to put here importance of attention span for professionals. Once you do this, everything else will be taken care of. And this is personally, I have taken 3 months to design this. What I'm showing you is not just done in a day. Lot of trials and errors, what works for me, what is SEO friendly, what is the ranking, accordingly tweaking it, making sure. So you can use this as a template, but you need to iterate to make sure that, because if you are a data scientist, if you are an AI enthusiast, and if you're writing articles on tech, this will really work for you. But if you are someone from the hotel industry, or someone from the any other industry, then you need to think what type of writing style, tone, you need to change some of the tweaks that are there. And I will just tell you the different types of writing styles that are available. So the first of all, first we'll talk about the tones and then the writing style. So there are, you can see these are the different tones that are there. And now you want to understand the articles that you have been writing, what is the tone. So you can also give these AI tools your 5-6 articles and tell it to train and understand your tone, so you can understand. Ideally, every article will have one main tone. I'm sure there are going to be a mixture, but if you are using, if you want one particular tone for an article, then if you can mention, that will be great. But if you are not using the tone technique, your article may, the first half may be authoritative, the second half may be sarcastic. So that they will tell you, the tool will tell you, but I will request you have to play around. For me, it is very different that I only use one tone because I'm trying to give a technical message, but it depends upon you guys. If you want to change the tone accordingly, for you can do this as a section level. So in this case, I have used the formal tone, and which works with me. And to be honest, I have tried multiple tones, but this, for my audience, this one works because I am more of a thought leader in the space of AI. So I want to be a little bit more formal, and sometimes I also do authoritative, but when I am but that does not, sometimes it becomes a little bit rude, and that really depends upon the type of things that I am pushing in. And then writing styles is something that conversational is one thing that I prefer, because it keeps the readers engaged. And you can, and also sometimes I use analytical when I'm talking about any theoretical topic. I'm trying to explain them in a simple way, but it what works with you. And similarly, you can train the AI model to understand your writing style and your persona, and accordingly, this is a exercise that I request people to take it uh, little bit professionally as well. Spend some time in this. So this prompt that I have designed, I have also worked with some SEO specialists as well, talking to them, because I am a data scientist and not an SEO expert. But I learned, I had a consultant with me when I worked, and I developed this particular prompt. And also I took help of some of my well-wishers as well, and did this. So you need to also spend some time. If you don't understand SEO, if you talk to someone in that area, and get help, and try to design templates like this. And you can use this template as a starter and then tweak it accordingly. I have done it for this thing, uh, for some of the other things as well, that I use at my daily level. And now coming to, we discussed about the writing styles and the tones. Now we are coming to the main thing, about custom instructions. This was a feature that was recently introduced in ChatGPT, and this is specifically for ChatGPT only. But there are other tools also where you can have some. The name will not be custom instruction. It can be setting, or it can be something else. But the message is, you are, whenever you are giving a prompt, and I think I will talk about custom instructions. I will show in the ChatGPT once, if I can. I will show you, because then you will be able to relate where it is exactly. So if you go to ChatGPT and if you click your name here, there is something called as a custom instructions. And I did, most of the people that I speak, they keep it blank. So they keep this particular thing blank. Two things that they are asking, I'm showing it live here. They are asking, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide a better response. So these are this thing. So I took some time to write. You can see I wrote 1,172 words. We have a limit up to 1,500. So I wrote detailed things. What all you need to write, as you can see on the right side, the thought starters. Where are you based? So that location is important. Uh, what do you do for work? What are your hobbies and interests? What subjects can you talk about for hours? And what are some goals you have? These are just thought starters to give you an idea. So you're telling more about yourself, about your persona through chat gpt. And I am keeping this very general. So this is my general mode that I'm showing you right now. I have another mode for when I'm doing marketing collaterals. So when I'm doing technical topics, when I'm doing some uh, uh, article research presentations, I use one very basic instructions that you are seeing right now. And one I have for marketing when I'm wearing my marketing hat, because as a startup, as even when Nishita introduced, marketing is most important. So when you have to reach out, and these technologies, specifically ChatGPT and all the generative AI technologies, are really helping us to reach out to more people through different ways, customizing our messaging. And this is which I'm going to talk about. And the second part is, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? For me, I want the response format I have mentioned in a clear, structured manner with important points summarized at the beginning. So I want the important points to be summarized at the beginning. Tone, maintain a professional tone. I told about this particular tone that balances friendliness and formality. So here I have done a mixture of two tones. Detail level, I appreciate uh, thorough yet succinct explanation. So they want an explanation. Whatever you are doing, if you are asking for some question, an explanation would be good. So some of the thought starters that are here, how formal or casual. So the same thing that I showed you, the tone, the writing style, you can put it here. How long or short? This I have kept it blank because I want a general output. How do you want to be addressed? So you want to call yourself also, like you want to call yourself Mr. Arshad, but this will just you can do that as well. You can ask it to uh, how you want to be addressed, like by your name, by a data scientist. So this one also is useful if you want to do that. And should ChatGPT have opinion on topics or remain neutral? So this you can mention here as well. I have not. These are just thought starters. These are not mandatory for you to write, but these are giving you ideas. For me, this much is I have kept it as a general rule, but you can always add more and more things according as you are working. So this is a quick demo. I will request everyone in the who's in the call or seeing the recording, do spend some time and go here. I'll just repeat again: home, custom instructions, and fill this up. At least fill the basic things that you have about you are from Dubai, you are what marketing professional or whatever you are. So that is very important. Now going back to my slide, I will just quickly tell you some ground rules. So I told you the basics about custom instructions. It is very uh, personalized. There is no, but we have, I have designed and with using the documentation from OpenAI and the principles that are there. So I'll just quickly share you. So what is custom instruction? I just told you guys quickly. I will not spend more time here. It is something that you want to tell ChatGPT how you want it to proceed, and something about yourself. And there are 7 principles. This is not any hard and fast rule. This is just the way the OpenAI and the paper have mentioned, and you just keep this in mind. And it is very eh, important to just have an idea about this whenever you are designing your custom instructions. Clear objectives. What this is very important, and this is self-explanatory as well. Identify the key parameters, set up the instruction template, the template that is there, incorporate user feedback. And why I said incorporate user feedback, always when you get the output, you see something is not working and you have to do additionally prompting, and remind it. So understand that and try to make a note and add it on back to your custom instruction. And this is a regular review. And why I'm telling you regular review, because as I mentioned you here, the chat GPT, if you're using chat GPT, today I'm taking an example of chat GPT, which most of us are already using. So if you go here, let me just cancel this. If you go here, if you know there are two models available, ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 3.5, and we have ChatGPT 4 Turbo also coming very soon. ChatGPT 4.5 also, there are news that it is going to come. Every model, the way it is interacting with us changes, because the way it is designed is a little bit different. So you have to be careful. That's why I'm mentioning reviews are important. So AI and generative AI is moving at a very, very fast pace. Every 6 months, a new model is coming and getting integrated. So regular reviews and updates are very important. Balance AI autonomy and control, and ethical and responsible. Every time focus on ethical and responsible. That is why the last thought starter that was there, don't let it make it the opinion that it is giving should be very not favoring to any particular thought, any particular political thoughts, but it should be very general and very informative, and whatever you are trying to do. So these are some of the 7 principal instructions. I'm sure Nishita is going to share you this slide. I have talked about all the details here. I don't want to spend a lot of time in this, but the objective is very important. You should determine the specific goal you want to achieve with the AI responses. And this could be the type of content they mention about your audience. So if your audience is business professionals, SMBs, or founders, talk a little bit about that. And this is some of the examples that is here that I'm showing you guys as well. Key parameters is like politeness, concise answer, so and compliance with company policy. Suppose now in the instruction, if you have any company policy that don't talk about competitors. So if you might have seen the some of the cases where Talabat is talking about Kareem and all those things. If you're in that particular setup and if you want them not to respond to any competitor, so you tell you the name of your company. I am a data science consulting providing company. Don't talk about any of our competitors. So these things that you can give uh, as well. Don't talk about any negative thing. Don't talk about any wars, any political thoughts as well. So these are some of the very general things that we guys know, which we can incorporate in this tool. Because what is happening, and I am personally seeing with my team also, and with not with the some of my associates, is they are taking out ChatGPT output, and they are just sending it or putting it in without reviewing it. And that is one thing that I request everyone as a takeaway. Don't completely depend on AI. These things are at end of the day, today is not a technical topic, but end of the day, it is just the language model that has been built by humans. Errors can happen. They may be talking about something that is not relevant. Always review and try. That is very, very important. Read line by line everything. They can have spelling mistakes. They can have because the writing styles, we all know Australians write differently from Americans. You can also mention Indians, they follow mostly UK English, but and I have kept as myself as a UK English because most of my audience are Indian origin. So, but if you are sending an email to an American client or a Australian client, so some of the words you will know the spelling, like they use Z, realize they use Z in place of S, some of the things. So you have to be a little careful, and still you need to use a review, and you cannot depend on these tools. They can do 50% of your work. I will be very honest with you. 50% of the work still you need to read. You need to make sure things are proper, and we cannot as the technology grows better, we can go to 70-60%, but still I will request whatever it is, you need to give some time still reading it, making sure the structure, the everything is proper. This template is very important. The template that I showed you, keep one or two templates with you, one general template and one for whatever core that you're trying to do, like marketing. incorporate user feedback, as I mentioned, try to keep improving, regularly review it with new tech information, new things that are coming up. AI autonomy. This is basically always know, as I was telling you, keep the control with you. You cannot depend upon the output. At the end of the day, it is a model that is can come and by the way, the output that comes is random. It is a probability factor, and according to the prompt and according to something that happens, that they can eventually they can give a wrong answer. So you have to make sure that you follow strict guidelines and for factual accuracy. And personally, and I yesterday when I gave a talk in one of the events, people asked me that there is something called as hallucination. It may give you a wrong answer. So that the best way to, if you are going for factual accuracy, if you are going for some of the news events, try to give that document or the copy the news article and put it there as a reference. Don't just allow it to go to the internet and take factual information. Try to give it a location. Like if you are using if you want something from Wall Street Journal, so you can go to that page, copy the content, put it there as a reference. That will be much better if you are allowing it to just go to the internet and get some information about economic numbers from a particular uh, from the internet, because it is surely going to hallucinate. And now coming to the ethical, always, and this is the most important part. At the end of the day, I tell all my attendees is think about responsible AI, responsible use, because many people I talk to, I gave an event last week on a college. Many students were scared that AI is going to destroy humanity. And as a practitioner, as a, you can say, developer of these technologies, I always tell that this is going to help humans. Only humans can make a AI that can do these things, but AI by itself is not going to do that. So as we all know, just think about the analogy that I give. AI right now is same like internet was back in 1995. In 1995, ask anyone to put their debit card details on the internet. No one will do that. They will say, no, it is very risky. I can't share my credit card details on the internet. It is risky. It is very dangerous. And right now, similarly with AI, people are skeptical about using these technologies. And as we speak, in the next 2 3 years, it is going to be so much integrated that it is not going to be a choice. You have to use it. You have to trust it. And who are the people who are building it have to be very careful in designing such a system that a human is always over AI. Don't let AI create AI. And this is what open AIs and other companies are telling, that we need to have the government, we need to have a regulatory authority to make sure that it is been controlled. We cannot give AI the open hand to become better and better by itself. And that is very, very important, which we talk in all the leadership talks and all the board meetings, that this is the thing that has to happen. And this is where we are going forward. Now I showed you the demo. I quickly this I gave for curiosity. I showed you guys before, and I will request everyone to go to the setting, go to custom instruction. Before before learning about this, had a very basic. As you can see, my custom instruction was very basic. This is before I learned about these techniques few months back, and I made it much better. But before I had a very simple thing, as you can see, the outputs are very general, but now the outputs that I'm getting are much higher quality. And I will request every one of you to at least start writing at least few lines the way I showed you guys here. And now coming to this particular thing, and this I am using as an example when I am wearing my marketing hat that I told you guys earlier on, because 50% of my work is to become a digital marketer, to promote our company, our academy, and our community, which I'm going to even talk about later on. And so you can see, I will not talk in details. As you can see, HubSpot, I use HubSpot, Google Analytics, so whatever it is. So I will not read it for you, but I am telling this persona about myself about this thing. I'm telling you about my location. I'm telling you about the other details that are here. I'll just, and I showed you the demo. These are the thought starters. And so when I am, what I do is I have a marketing person with me, but most of the content I sit one day and I design the email campaigns, make a template for the whole week. So I keep this prompt for at least half a day, and I do all my marketing work, and then I change it back. And this, as I've seen, because uh, as we all know, Anupama and Nishita will also agree with me, marketing communication is very, very important in the way you do it. So you need, if I keep myself, the data scientist prompt, who is technical, who is a machine learning engineer, then the output is going to be very general. But I need to little bit focus on making a great marketing campaign to get people to come for our webinars, to register, to learn, to be associated with us. And that is what I'm planning to do. So this is one template. And similarly, for the second part, the response format, this is the one. Please provide response in a clear, structured, little bit digital marketing buzzwords are there. And this took little time to develop. I added few things, I deleted few things. And as I speak, whatever I'm showing you here is an iterative process. So something if it's not working, next day I add few things. I ask it to cite sources. This is very important. If I need to have some credibility if that information is correct or wrong, as I told you about hallucination that is happening. And these are some of the things. I will not spend much time because we have only 5 more minutes, and I'm going to tell you quickly about the AI tools that are there. So okay, so I have 5 minutes. I will just talk about the AI tools quickly: data analysis, Pilot, Copilot, DALI, Harpa, and AIR PM extension. So these are the 5. Other than the tools that I am personally using, there are hundreds of other tools that are there. And then how to use it in office productivity. One is researching. You can always push and get more research. You can always get a lot of summarization. You can upload a document, ask it to summarize it. And I do personally a lot of research work. Emails, this is the one thing that I use it a lot. Drafting professional emails. Personally, I will tell you what works for me when I'm going for a morning walk, or when I just do voice notes, that what I have to send. The structure is there in the voice notes. I use the voice notes, put it on ChatGPT, and I tell it to the persona that I'm sending an email to SEO, to a CEO of this company, and make it more this is the content, make it more professional. So these are some of one. I don't ask ChatGPT directly, give me an email. I give them the body from my voice note that I have recorded, or I type it, whatever it is. But that is the thing. You need to be little specific for the part of the content. Data analysis is one thing. That was research. This is data analysis. You can take an Excel, you can put it on the ChatGPT advanced data analysis. Maybe we can have future workshop where I do hands-on on few of these use cases. Today, I just wanted to give you guys a brief background, and you can always get in touch with me as well, or Anupama, for more details about this as well. So this is very, very useful. So these tools have made everyone a data analyst. You don't need to know Python, SQL. No, you don't need to know any coding. Take these tools, use it to do all data analysis. This is my most amazing use cases. We have done so many workshops regarding this, and this presentation that I am showing you also, I have made it using AI, and everything it has, because I do webinars almost weekly, 3 or 4 webinars, and it was never possible because you require PowerPoints, and these tools have made it so easy and so fast. And I really love this. One thing that I will really request most of, because presentation is the way we communicate. In my 19 years of experience, I have spent 50% time building PowerPoint presentations. And now also I'm doing that. And we all communicate through presentations. No, nothing is going to change that in the near future. And this is the really, really powerful thing. And the conclusion and takeaway before I hand it over back to Nishita is, identify one use case, whatever I mentioned you, 5, 6 things, and try working on it. Learn about prompt engineering, do the custom instruction stuff, because that is a part of the prompt engineering. And then you can ask the right questions. Because if you don't, it is very same as humans. Suppose you're talking as a consultant, if you're talking to a person and you want requirement from them, if you ask very lame question, what do you want? You will not get an answer. Similarly, think about these AI tools. More specific questions you ask, more specific answers you get. And this is the thing that I want to go I'll hand it over to you and open for questions. I'll keep this slide ready and I will stop sharing. So back to you. I hope it was dot on time. I have 15 minutes left. And if anyone wants any specific thing, I can deep dive on that. But this was my quick presentation. I know I rushed through the last slides, but surely we can have one demo or hands-on session for few of the use cases. Back to you, Nishit.
Thank you so much, Arshad. It was very nice and it was very much informative, especially for me as well, because when I have to post something on LinkedIn, the first thing I come in the morning and do is that, okay, AI, I need this caption, help me with this. I have this image to post. This is my topic. So there is sometimes where even I myself am struggling. So I got a very nice clarity from you. Thank you so much about that. And I really hope that even everyone else present here got at least bits and bits of their knowledge. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to unmute your mic or you can put them on the chat box. And Arshad is here for you.
Yes. If not, if there are, I will request people to unmute. Till then, I will, regarding LinkedIn, I will tell you, because this is the question people ask me, because I am very much heavy on LinkedIn. Anupama knows that is one of my main lead targets. So creating content on LinkedIn is, ChatGPT is not the good initially. You need to first understand what topic you're talking, get a rough idea from any document in the internet, have that, as I told you, voice note or whatever it is, the research that you are done. Suppose you want to have your content in a maybe informal way, and then use that and then ask it to make it formal. Two things are there very important in LinkedIn. One is the hook. When you said caption, right? Call the hook. That should be engaging, because the option when LinkedIn, people need to click the three dots. If they don't click, they just browse through, then no use of your post. So you have to have a very engaging hook. So ask ChatGPT to create for your text that you have got from anywhere, which you have tried to create. Don't directly use ChatGPT to ask you to create. Do your own research. Maybe use other tools like Harpa or summarizing tools of any website or any document that you want to talk about. Then ask it to give multiple hooks, or what I call as a captions. And then from there you choose something that people will read and they want to go more. Keep it a little bit catchy. So you will understand that will make people click the three dots. And that is the thing. And then add a CTA to whatever you do. So I just wanted to tell you this point. And I use it a lot personally, because for me, the hook has to be good. If not, I have seen if it is very general, people just attention span of everyone is very, very less.
Yeah.
So we need to capture
Understood.
that. Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
I think Arun unmuted himself. Arun, do you have any questions?
Sorry for that, Arun. Yeah, I was just.
No, that's completely fine.
You can use the chat also if for questions, or you can unmute. I can. Anupama, you have any questions?
Actually, Anupama is on a call.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she just got some calls, so she is just attending that.
Yeah. Guys, I'm sure most of you are using ChatGPT. So if you have any questions, how many of you have custom instructions set up? If you can just share, it will be nice. It will be interactive, so that maybe I can focus on some other things. We have 10 minutes because, yeah, go ahead, Arun.
Hi, Mohammed. Thanks a lot for a wonderful presentation. It was really good. I have started to use ChatGPT from January of this year, on 3rd or 4th of January. First time I noticed it and I used it. And as the journey goes, every day we keep on hearing, not hearing, I would say we keep learning new things. So all of us are in this learning arena. Uh, I wanted to share one or two experiences which could be of benefit to, I guess, the people who've not used it. One is, as you were saying, that the writing style, there could be different writing styles, and the emails also work wonderfully well in case if you are able to crack the right, way of writing. Uh, Many times I've been doing is that I would say that I tell ChatGPT that in case if you were Steve Jobs, then how would you write this particular communication? And the kind of words and the kind of language that comes out is as if Steve Jobs is coming and talking in front of you. Uh, so that's one thing that I've tried and it works really well. And the second thing is again, and that makes you make a person who's already gone alive again in your, in front of you. Uh, and sometimes I use it with the movie characters also. That if I was to, for example, I would say that write like say Amitabh Bachchan in Amar Akbar Anthony or whatever. So you do get those kind of brilliance in terms of what you wanted. You get exactly that particular thing. But I really liked your presentation in the way that it gave a very structured, framework as to how should you really be going about, doing those things. So thanks a lot for that, and I look forward to seeing. I was a little late in joining, but I would look forward to seeing the entire presentation, and then perhaps I might have some questions that I might come back to Anupama or you.
Yeah, thanks, Arun. Yeah, one thing I wanted to add. So, because yesterday also when I was doing the talk, there many questions came. ChatGPT is just one tool. So I never use the word ChatGPT specifically because ChatGPT is just one tool. There is one tool that I mentioned. If we have time, 7 minutes, that personally I really like is Harpa AI. It is a Google extension. Suppose you are on any website, you have an open PDF, you have anything that you are like you want to read and understand and write about it or summarize it. So those tools are very good, wherein you don't, because ChatGPT is a good tool not for knowledge, not for factual information. So this thing we should understand, because it is a tool for summarizing, for helping us do some inferences. The knowledge that they give may not be accurate, and we know that because it is a probability of words, and the way it answers you feel it is correct, but it is not. So what we generally do, I never use ChatGPT for fact knowledge, and this is where a lot of people are missing out. They use ChatGPT for knowledge, and they don't use any other tools. So you have to use a mixture of tools like Copilot, Bard, where you get the, suppose you have 5 6 websites or research papers in which you need to use to write an article or write whatever content you're writing. So take that as the base, summarize those 5 articles, take that, make it a PDF or make it a document, and then use that document of maybe 5 or 10 pages or 20 pages to create your collaterals, to create whatever you are doing. And that is the correct way to do things. Never use ChatGPT alone. And that is going to be very, very dangerous. Use mixture of tools. And this is, I'm telling for people who have credibility in the industry, who are using this as professionally, for personal, for fun, for whatever character you want to play, you want to do marketing slogans, that is all fine. But when you are creating, because most of us are creating it for present, because this is a professional setup and this call is for professional, that's why I'm talking more about this. The knowledge should be yours. The knowledge that you're giving, it should be yours. We never ask to ChatGPT to get the knowledge. The knowledge should be yours. The citations, everything should be yours. You have to collect it using different tools, put it in one side, and then ask ChatGPT to summarize this as an email, as a LinkedIn post, as an Instagram post, and then we should go forward. So this is very, very important, that I'll request everyone to understand that, keep knowledge from some other source, and keep ChatGPT. It's a large language model that can tone up your summarize it, make it more professional, make it more sellable. But what it has to make sellable, what it has to make better should be given by you, which is verified, because then the output is going to only come from that particular text. So you know for 100% sure that it is accurate, there is no hallucination, and your credibility will stay in place. Because one thing I will tell you, and as a professional, if you because the cases are happening, we are seeing that if you do some wrong citations, if you do write something wrong and it goes out and people find out that mistake, and in your if your it is going to not only be bad for your business, bad for your credibility that you have built across so many years. And those things we should always keep in mind. Yeah. Sorry for the long
Arshad, I
answer.
have one small question, if I can.
Yeah, we are
Yeah,
open.
sure.
You know, sometimes we have, they say that you add extensions to the chat GPT. How does one add the extension? That is it too technical
Yeah.
or it's easy to?
So when I say extensions, if I can just quickly share my screen, it is something like this. It is, if I go to ChatGPT, when you say extension, it is called as plugins. If you can see this, plugins. So you click plugins, and there are a lot of plugin options here. So there is one plugin for if you want to use with Canva, Smart Slide, Website Builder, AI diagrams. There is around 700 extensions like this. Link Reader is for like if you want to give a link. Web Pilot is for this thing, for the internet. Like suppose you want to go to your website and get all the information only from that website, then you can use these extensions.
Got it. This is in version 4, not 3.5, I guess.
No. This is a paid version. This is the version you need to have the paid version to get these plugins. 3.5 is free, but the power, if you really want to use ChatGPT professionally, then you need to get the Pro.
Okay. Thank you.
I see Shagufta. I know Shagufta. She is a editor. She has a magazine, and I'm sure she will be using a lot of AI and ChatGPT. But I think she is mute. Any more questions? I'd love to take questions. I know. Yeah. Hello. How are you, Shagufta? Long time.
Yeah, long time. Sorry, I'm not on video. I'm actually outside, but I didn't want to miss this, so I'm logging in from outside. But thank you so much. This is very valuable, Arshad, and I'm sure everybody will benefit a lot from this. I have explored ChatGPT. I don't use it a lot, but especially I think the customization that you kind of suggested was really valuable. I'm going to explore it. I'm going to look into it more. But thank you so much for this.
Welcome. Thank you.
Anyone? Any more questions? I don't really think people have any questions, Arshad.
Thank you.
So I think let's end the session here. So once again, thank you so much for such insightful content which you provided us with, and I'm sure it helped everyone here.